Hi, welcome to Talk Back Live, a show that gets you involved in live conversation and sports with Brian Camp on Sports Update, bringing you the latest developments in today's world of sports. And now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant night to each and every one of you in your different time zones around the world and across the country. Here we are, it's Thursday once again. It's 5 p.m. on the East Coast. It's 8 p.m. here on the West Coast. No, we're on the West, or we're on the East Coast. It's 8 p.m. on the East Coast and 5 p.m. on the West Coast. And it's Friday morning in London at 1 a.m. and Friday morning in Tokyo at 9 a.m. They're eating bacon and eggs and they're just waking up. And I just sound like I'm just waking up, right? Hi, everybody. Welcome once again to another edition of Talk Back Live. That's the name of the show. And of course, we're here every Thursday at this time as usual. And those of you who have been around us already know that. But for the benefit of the people who are just joining us for the very first time, every Thursday we come here, 8 p.m. Eastern, and you set your clock, and you may be in a different time zone about that. But anyway, you synchronize your clock to whenever time that we come on, you be on whatever time that you're supposed to have us on. Anyway, we do this each week, and we invite you to join us because the purpose of the show is not just me. It's not all about me. We get everybody involved. We get you and everybody who tend to want to come in and talk, and we throw out a subject. As the host, I do that. And then you as the viewer, you want to chime in, it's easy. All you have to do is type your little fingers right up on that keyboard, whatever your message is, and I will see you right there on the big screen, and I will entertain your thoughts, suggestions, and ideas, and we'll have a whole lot of fun. And we'll just talk together. As I talk to you in person, you can talk to others as well. Now, we come to you in 3 different places. We come to you live on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on Instagram as well. Now, those of you who are watching us on Facebook right now as we speak, it doesn't take that long. You don't even have to move anywhere. All you have to do is suggest to your friends that we're on the air. How do you do that? Tag them. Tag this very show right now to your friends and have them to come in. They'll meet you here. And who knows, maybe they'll be part of us as regulars as well. And those of you who are watching us on YouTube, we invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which you can do. You can do that right now, as a matter of fact. And once you subscribe to that, that puts you right in touch with us, because every time we come on live, or if we post a video or whatever, and if you happen to be online, you'll see a pop-up, a notification that will let you know that we're right there, and you can join immediately. That's the way we do it. And those of you who are watching us on Instagram, thank you guys for being with us. All you have to do is just to continue to follow us, and it will be nice. And again, it's nice for all of you to drop in. All of you guys, stay with us, because in conjunction with having you and I together to congregate and have fun, we do the regular things that we always do each week. We have Sports Update with Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports. That's coming on this very hour. As a matter of fact, the first part of this hour, minutes from now, as a matter of fact, he will be here live. You'll get to meet him. And he's coming directly from Charlotte, North Carolina. We'll have him on, and he'll do that. And we'll talk about the Yankees, who right now, they were off to a shaky start, but they're kind of getting together, but we'll talk more about that later. And I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about the All-Star game and, of course, the home run derby and all of those things that go with it. All kinds of things in sports. We'll be talking about that. That's all coming up. That's later on in the program. And also, too, we bring you those great movies that you love so much, directly Turner Classic Movies. We have our picks of the week, and they're my particular picks of the week. And we're going to relay those to you. That's coming up too. And also, we will have this day in history. We have information on this day in history. Anything that happened on this day in history, we have the information for you. We'll just shoot that along with you. And then the rest is all of us just together. And we thank you so much for being along. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy the show. Let's get it together right here. And again, thank you so much for being with us. And just in case you're just walking in, I want to say hi, all of you guys on Facebook. I see people are idle. Some people may not want to participate in the show, and that's okay too. You can stay there idle. And if you can't stay with us for the full hour, whatever time you can spare with us, we really appreciate it. But we would love for you to be with us for the full hour. And of course, we would love to say hello to you too. So all you have to do is just type it in. We'll just say hi. Just as simple. I don't bite at all. The only thing I bite is my food. And sometimes I have a tough time doing that. Anyway, so that's the show. That's what we do here. And again, invite your friends along. You guys who are watching us on Facebook, tag them, let them come on, and get on the phone right quick and tell someone to jump on. And we're here, and we're going to be here for the whole hour. That's the way it happens. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much again. And well, things are happening. I'm trying to juggle a lot of things together. I'm trying to juggle. Obviously, I can't do it now because I'm on the air. But you know, before I got on the air, I was watching the Yankee game, and in minutes from now, not too far away from now, if it didn't happen yet, you're going to also have those hearings, the January 6th insurrection hearings. And I think this is going to be the last of them. This is supposed to be the biggie, the whole Megillah. And unfortunately, I'm on the air right now, and so I can't tune into. But when I get off the air, I'll get a chance to see, you know, what's up with that, and of course, catch what's left of the Yankee game. So all of that is coming up, and so get around to that. We'll talk more about that, the January insurrection thing. We'll remind you about that once again. I'm competing with all of this now, so it's either me or them. All right, and I will miss you if you leave me now. If you leave me now, you take away the biggest part of me. Does that get to you? Does that stab you right there? Okay. You heard the news today, right? And we're praying for him, and everything is going to be fine. But our president, Joe Biden, as you already heard early today, has been diagnosed or has been tested. I don't like to use diagnosed. That just sounds too, you know. But he was tested, and he was tested positive for HIV, COVID, not HIV, for COVID-19. Which number am I using here? Okay, he was test positive for COVID-19. He's doing okay now, from what I understand. Everything is okay. He's doing okay with that. They say that he's doing fine. They said yesterday, before he went to bed, he wasn't feeling too well, whatever it was. I guess, you know, he was kind of coughing. He had this dry cough, right? But he wasn't feverish or anything. So it was in between last night and this morning, all right? But they say, you know, he's fully vaccinated. You know, he had all 4 vaccinations. He had that. So he's fully vaccinated, but it just goes to show you, you can be fully vaccinated and still test positive. But we do things to take care of ourselves. So what he's on right now, even though he tested positive, he's taking the antiviral drug, the Paxlovid. You've heard about that, right? And of course, I'm supposed to be free to everyone who needs it, just in case. And you think about it, because they say it's very good. It just kind of builds up the immune system. And so that's always nice to know. And so he's on that right now. And so and he's working. He's not laying back. He's still working. The First Lady and the Vice President tested negative. So they're okay. The First Lady says she's going to continue to work. The President is going to continue to work, but he's going to be isolated, which is wise, for at least 5 days, of course. But he's going to still continue to work out of the, I guess, where he's staying. You know, he has the, maybe out of his bedroom. I don't know, but he's going to continue to work, and they're going to all work together. The First Lady is making trips, so she's going to continue to do that. And we pray that her safety is going to be okay with that. The Vice President is doing fine. And the First Lady is not going to stay at the White House for a few days. She's going to be staying at one of the nearby hotels in Washington, D.C. unless, of course, she has to do any traveling, and then she comes back. But we're pulling for the president and hoping that he's okay. Again, you know, he's fully vaccinated, so I think he's going to be fine. And, it could happen to anyone because, now there's this new variant that's up now called the BA5. The BA5 is supposed to be like, anyway, we got to watch out for the BA5. That's the one that's more infectious than the previous ones, so they tell me. And so we keep an eye out on that. Now, if you're going to take flights, you're going anywhere, do the right thing, all right? If you're going to do any flying, and would you believe now that flying is now, when you wear your mask, it's optional to wear your mask, which is one of the things I said, I don't think I'm going to be flying for a while until, we got to hang on this because, you're flying and you're sitting next to two people and you can wear your mask. You can wear it or you cannot wear it. But for those of you who wear it, you may be concerned that if you wear your mask and you have like two other people sitting next to you that don't wear masks, you don't need to worry about that, which is why before you take your trip, before you take any kind of flight, always get tested before you go, right? Make sure that you're positive before you go. I'm not saying negative, I'm saying making sure you're negative before you go. And then when you come back, I like to wait a few days before I actually take the test for the second time to make sure everything's okay. And then when you come back, you take the test. So you take it going and you take it coming back and make sure that you're negative both ways. And if you're negative both ways, that's great. So, be very careful. I mean, I don't know. They say that in the winter months coming up, when the fall comes around, they may be going back, at least in our part here in New York, they may be going back to a few of the mandates. Which ones? I don't know. We'll have to find out and see how that works out. But of course, continue to mask up. You're going on public transportations. They're telling you take public transportation. You ride the bus, the subway. If you're going through terminals, of course they're closed. It's all there. You're going through terminals, mask up. If you're going to do any congregating with family and friends, hopefully everyone is fully vaccinated and that the place that you're in is fully ventilated and everybody can still have a good time. We can still, all of us, live our lives the way we want. It's just that now we have to be a little more careful how we do it. Now, a lot of people think, okay, because this virus is on, that we have to stop living. We don't have to stop living. What we have to do is just make sure now, just be careful on how we live it and make sure that everything is okay. So I just figure I'd just bring that out to you as a point because, again, it happens. It could happen to anyone. It could happen to me. It could happen to you. But what you do is you want to try to not let it happen at all. And they're saying eventually everyone will get it. But, that doesn't mean everyone will get it. Knowing all of that, you want to make sure that you do your best not to get it. But if you're fully vaccinated, and that consists of 4 shots, especially if you with Pfizer or Moderna, because this 2 shots initially, and then you get the 2 boosters, and that should be okay. So you want to make sure everything is okay in that department. Okay, it's 13 minutes past the hour right now. 13 minutes past the hour, and just in case you're just joining us, we're moving along. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live, and of course, again, if you want to talk to us, you can talk to us. We'll be here for you. We would love to be here for you, and if you have anything that you want to talk about in particular, we will actually entertain your thoughts, your suggestions, and your ideas, and that's how we do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. And we'll keep things moving, Okay, so I see things moving along with you. We've had in our area, and I'm concerned about this whole thing. I know in my area, we got a heat wave. We're in the midst of a heat wave right now, a real big heat wave. And so they're suggesting to people, just to stay out of places where it's like real warm. They have a lot of cooling centers, and I'm pretty sure in your area, hopefully if you're experiencing a heat wave like we are, you have cooling areas. You can find out where to go to cool off if you don't have air conditioning in your home or some kind of high-powered fan or something that will keep you cool. There are a lot of cooling areas, and we've got to be very careful, especially with our seniors. Make sure that they're okay. You kind of want to knock on the door and see if they're okay, especially if they live alone. You want to make sure that they're okay. Stay hydrated, please. Now, have you heard that this heat wave, this is a massive heat wave and it's everywhere. It's all over the place. In London, they got a big heat wave. They're known for heat waves in London. You know, they got one coming on and it's hot. And some places it reaches like maybe 90 degrees, but it feels like 105. And that's the way it is here in New York. We're in our 90-degree bracket, but everything seems like it's around 105 degrees. It's hot. So whatever you do, stay hydrated. Try to stay out of that. And if you're going to do any exercising, by the way, do it early. And this way, you won't experience that late night or that late day heat. You know, we'll talk more about that later on. But right now, we're going to go to Charlotte, North Carolina. Brian Camp. We got the latest developments of today's world of sports, and we've got a lot to talk about in sports today.
Yeah, the heat wave is. We haven't really felt the effects of it. It's been a steady low 90s to mid 90s average weather out here in Charlotte. So, but I know other parts of the country and parts of the world, believe in that, yeah, they are having a major heat wave. So brace yourself. I saw in, I always catch New York news down here also. They said, if you want to save some energy, just unplug things that you don't necessarily need. Right. So your bill will not go up. So you gotta be very careful, you know, what you keep plugged in, and if you're not in a room, turn off your appliance, turn off everything. They said if you have AC, try to keep it to 74. We keep ours at 75 degrees to say, you know, to keep the bill down and to keep it lowered and everything. So you gotta be very careful. So yeah. So you gotta be careful. But good evening to you and to everybody else out there on Zoom and Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. It's 81 degrees out here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm gonna get to the baseball in a second. But yeah, the president is got low symptoms of COVID, and how I feel about him and that other president, the last one we had, when he had COVID, we have to do the right thing. I'm not a fan of his, but we also lift prayers for Donald Trump, who lost his ex-wife and who also had COVID when he was in office. So he's still a human being. We may not like his policy, we may not like his ways, but we gotta keep him in our prayers and ask God to just forgive him, for he know not what he say or do. And we will keep the current president, Joe Biden, in our prayers too as well. So, but let me get to sports. There's a lot to talk about. Tennis news. Russia's highest ranked women's tennis player, Daria Kostakina, said in a video interview that she is dating a woman. Now, why is that so important? The Russian parliament discusses tighten already stringent restrictions on public discussions on LGBTQ relationships. Now, Catalina added that she believes that living in the closet would not be a sustainable long term. Since 2003, Russian law has forbidden any discussion of the LGBTQ relationships, which is deemed to constitute promotions of non-traditional sexual relations to minors. That has restricted the LGBTQ advocacy or protest in public forums. So she came out, she said she didn't want to hide in the closet. We may have our different personal beliefs or whatever you want to say about preference, a reference of your sexuality. She's still a human being. She has her rights, but in Russia, it's not accepted. So it is what it is. So that's just tennis news, that she is one of the highest ranked tennis women's player on the circuit. In the NBA, Golden State Warriors, Andrew Wiggins still regrets to this day getting COVID-19 vaccine. As you remember, despite All-Star his title season, he quotes, "I still wish I didn't get vaccinated, to be honest with you." He says, at the start of the season, last season of the basketball, Wiggins said he was torn over the decision to get vaccinated against COVID-19. Had Wiggins not, had Andrew Wiggins not got vaccinated, he would be in the same boat as Brooklyn Nets star Kyrie Irving is only being able to play in some of his team's games due to local ordinances. That's home games. He couldn't play home games, but in order for him to play, Wiggins had to get vaccinated. Kyrie, and just like unlike Irving, Wiggins he did get vaccinated before the start of the NBA season. So that's where we stand. Houston, Texas have reached a settlement with 30 women. 30 women now has reached a settlement who made claims or were prepared to make them against the NFL, the organization, for its alleged role regarding sexual misconduct allegations against Cleveland Browns quarterback Deshaun Johnson. Remember, he's been 24 women, now it's 30. Now he's settled with 30 women and with the Houston organization in the massage session. So he has settled. No criminal charges has been brought, but that's what's been going on. Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball is not able to allow defectors to play for the Cuban WBC, which is the World Baseball Classic. That's when all the countries get together and play in a tournament. Former and current Major League players who defected from Cuba were told by the Associations of Cuba Professional Baseball players were informed with the goal of gaining entry to the WBC, which will be played next March 8th through the 21st. The Baseball Federation of Cuba does not consider players who defected for its national rosters. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred said that Major League Baseball can't change the eligibility rules, which the national governor body sets. The tournament is sanctioned by the World Baseball Softball Confederation, Baseball International governing body. So that's where we stand. So baseball scores, doubleheader today. Yankees play the Houston Astros, their arch enemies. Game 1, Houston Astros, 3-2. Yankees came back in the top of the ninth to tie the game, but then in the bottom of the ninth, they had the bases loaded with no outs. Yankee pitcher struck out the first 2 batters. Third batter came up. You would think he'd get out the inning. Nope. Ground ball in between third and short. He threw it to second. Nobody was there. Game over. And that's what happened. Astros win by a score of 3-2. The second game, they're going to the top of the 5th. Yankees are not doing too well in this one either. 5-2. 5-2. Houston Astros. So that's where we stand. Got a story to tell. First, I want to say happy belated birthday to Rachel Robinson. She turned 100 years old. If you don't know who Rachel Robinson is, she is the husband of the late, great Jackie Robinson. She has preserved the memory of her legacy of her husband. For 50 years, she is the founder of the Jackie Robinson Foundation, a nonprofit that provides college scholarships and leadership training alongside her husband, who has the first African-American baseball player to play in the Major Baseball League, where the baseball was segregated. He broke the barriers and in the modern day era. Now, Rachel Robinson has a civil rights activist and in her own right, a pioneer in the medical field. In 1961, Rachel graduated from New York University with a master's degree in psychologics, nursing. She was later on director of the nursing for the Connecticut Mental Health Center and assistant professor of the nursing at Yale University. In her honor, her 100th birthday on July 19th, that was a couple of days ago, David Robinson, the youngest child of Rachel and Jackie, who is 70 years old, the youngest, like I said, of the three, manages a coffee corporation in Takasaki. I don't know where that's at, and is a director of the board of the Jackie Robinson Foundation, in his own words, he reflects on what she installed in him and her legacy. And here's some more to that I got to read about this. At home, he says our parents try to keep a balanced picture at the dinner table. They wanted to be uplifting. He says, I remember they would ask about the challenges and the freedom riders faced going down by the busload to challenge segregation in the South. In the summer of 1963, he says, my parents organized and hosted the first annual afternoon jazz at our house in Stamford, Connecticut, to raise money for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Dizzy Gillespie was there. So was Duke Ellington. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. came to our home. Your involvement in social development determined who you were and the significance who had the time period. That was so how we lived. Sometimes the emotions range from anger to frustrations to sadness in the worst hours when the KKK bombed the 16th Street Baptist Church in Birmingham, Alabama on September 15th, 1963. And it killed 4 little girls, as you know the story. These are some of the days, the things that they had talked about growing up as kids. This day in sports, July 21st, 1921, Cleveland Indians hit 9 doubles. New York Yankees, 7 doubles. Set a record of 16 doubles in a game. 1957, Althea Gibson, first African-American Black to win a major US tennis tournament. 1959, Boston Red Sox are the last team to use a Black player. His name was Pumpsie Green. 1972, LA Dodgers release and end the career of knuckleball Hoyt Wilhelm. 1973, Hank Aaron hit his 700th career home run against the Philadelphia Phillies off of Kim Brett in Atlanta. In 1991, Ferguson Jenkins, Gaylord Perry, Rod Carew, Tony Lazaria, and Bob Beck are elected into Baseball Hall of Fame. Birthdays, 1949, Al Hrabosky, he's known as the Mad Hungry Hungarian. Major League Baseball was born in Oakland, California. Tamika Catchings, the WNBA star, born in Stratford, New Jersey, 1980. CC Sabathia, former Yankee. Major League Baseball was born in Valley Joe, California. And an honorable, like I said earlier, 1922, Rachel Robinson was born in Los Angeles, California. Her birthday was 2 days ago. Ladies and gentlemen, that is sports.
If you go on my Facebook page, I just about a couple of days ago, I think even on her birthday, because today is the 21st, I posted a picture of Rachel Robinson, a color picture of Rachel Robinson. And there was a couple of thumb pictures of her and Jackie together, about 3 of those. And I wrote in the subject, here's to you, Mrs. Robinson, Jesus will love you more than you will know. And those are the lyrics from Mrs. Robinson from Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah.
100 years old.
Yeah, 100 years old. It's amazing how good she looks.
Yeah.
She went through a lot, along with her husband, of course, the late, great Jackie Robinson, but she's still here, and we salute her wherever she is. We salute you, Mrs. Robinson. Yes.
She is the First Lady of Major League Baseball.
Yes.
That's her title. She's the First Lady of Major League Baseball.
Yes.
So she will forever be here with us, right here.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was so glad and privileged as a kid, as a teen, to play on the Jackie Robinson League.
Yes.
Baseball player back then. And I was so
that league still exists.
You know something? I don't know. I'm gonna have to research that. It should be.
Yeah.
If it's not, it should be brought back. And whatever I can do, if I can get in touch with the Robinson family, the sons or whoever, I would like to see that for the kids. And because back then when I was a kid, there were always things to do. We had the PAL, which still exists. That's the Police
Athletic League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had the YMCA, and we had after school gyms, after school study classes. Remember
Oh,
all of those things? All of those things that benefit us. At nighttime, there were dances at the gym, and there was, you can go play basketball at night. They had the courts set up, and we had all of that. And the kids don't have that today, and I really feel bad about that. But
well, they got video games. That's the difference from our era to this era. It's totally different, totally changed. We couldn't wait to get to the ballparks
yeah,
and playgrounds.
yeah.
But things are different.
But I think the kids, if I appreciate the fact that they have the video games, but they're at home and they're stuck at home doing this, and they should be out there. And
Yeah.
they used to have programs where they encourage kids to exercise, physical fitness programs, and you're not going to get that by sitting on the couch playing video games. I mean, I'm not knocking video games. People play, hey, adults play video games.
I play video games. Yeah.
Well, that's because you're old, you have no place to go. But these kids, these kids today, I'm only kidding. These kids today, they're young,
yeah,
and they got a whole life ahead of them, and they can go out there and do a lot of amazing things, and that's why I wish they would bring those baseball teams back to these kids, something. But you know what it's about?
It's about money. Yeah. Because what they doing, the politicians, they want to tear down these parks and ballparks, and they want to build buildings and things like that.
Yeah.
It's just so sad,
Yeah.
But I appreciate my childhood. It kept you and I out of trouble. It kept us out of trouble. Our parents cared. Now I don't understand now as a 6-year-old, where they say it takes a village.
Yeah.
It takes a village.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the kids of today, I think they're being cheated. And I think they're being cheated. They're being cheated out of all of those benefits that we had. And I think should have those benefits, those who really want to do things like that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of them want to do that. A lot of these kids are athletics, little league teams and all of that. But I think these teams, some of these players that want to be athletes have to wait to get to college if they want to play ball, because they have the college baseball, basketball teams, baseball teams, softball teams, and they televise some of them on TV, but to be in a neighborhood, just to have something in the neighborhood, they should have that. They really should have that.
They should. Yeah.
Sorry, they don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. You'll be with us tomorrow, right?
Be with you tomorrow. Top of the 6th inning. The Yankees got a leadoff run on base, and the score is still 5-2. Let's see what happens. We're midway in the game 2.
The only team that's giving us problems is Houston. That's the
Yeah.
only team that's giving us problems.
I know.
Yeah. And they hit us hard. I got to give it to them. I take my hat off to them.
Yeah. So.
Okay, Brian, we'll catch you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Okay. Take care.
Have a good one. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's Brian Camp with the latest developments in today's world of sports, doing sports update. Of course, he's here each week. And of course, he comes along with us. And he gives you all of that information just like he did. And he'll be here tomorrow on the coffee hour. That's part of the 2020 feature. He does sports 20 past the hour. And then 22 the hour, DJ Pete will be here. Right now, that's the way it looks. DJ Pete will be here too, 22 the hour for his part of the 2020 feature. And he brings us, of course, entertainment news and recites all of those birthdays of all of the people who are celebrating this week in entertainment. So all of that's coming up tomorrow. So we look forward to that. But in the meantime, you're just joining us. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan. And I thank you guys so much for being along with us. We're having a heat wave, a tropical heat wave. Maybe you are having one too, So I would say to you, just stay indoors. If you don't have to go out there, stay indoors stay cool. If you can't enjoy a cool atmosphere in your own home, there are also cooling centers wherever you may be. All right, not just here in New York. I'm pretty sure all over the place. And gosh, it seems like globally we've got hot weather going on. Places that you never, in Italy, man, it's scorching in Italy. You know, it's crazy. It's hot, but you could overcome that. You know, drink plenty of fluids. They always tell you to drink plenty of fluids. You know, try to stay away from the intake of alcohol because that dehydrates. And what you want to do is hydrate. So, you know, keep doing that. You know, fruits has water in it, so that's good. You know, if you get an apple or something, you know, take that along with your water and just stay hydrated, you know. And if you have to exercise, by all means, do some early exercising. Exercise like early in the morning before the real heat comes in, before real heat penetrates. And then you get your exercise out either in the morning or at the end of the day when the heat subsides a little bit. And we want to keep everybody safe and healthy. Okay, so that's the way it is. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's that time on this day in history. That's what it's all about. In 1943, the musical film Stormy Weather, directed by Andrew L. Stone, starring Bill Robinson and Lena Horne and Fats Waller, premieres in the US. On this day in history, in 1948, WSTD TV, Channel 13 in Toledo, Ohio, that's an NBC station, began broadcasting. On this day in history, in 1952, The Quiet Man, filmed, directed by John Ford and starring John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara, is released in the UK. Back in 1969, Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong becomes the first person to step on the moon. He steps foot on the moon back then. In 1972, in New York, 57 murders occurred in 24 hours. Can you get to that? In 1974, a US House Judiciary approves 2 articles of impeachments against President Richard Nixon. On this day in history, in 1976, Guys and Dolls opens at the Broadway Theater in New York City up into 239 performances. In 1976, the first outbreak of Legionnaire's disease kills 29 in Philadelphia. Back in 1978, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band film starring the Bee Gees, based on the Beatles' album of the same name, premieres in New York City. In 1983, a thunderstorm cuts short Diana Ross' free concert in New York City in Central Park. I remember that very well. It was also televised. In 1985, the leader of the pack closes at the Ambassador Theater in New York City after 120 performances. In 1987, Guns N' Roses' debut album, Appetite for Destruction, is released and becomes the best-selling debut album of all time, more than 30 million copies sold. In 1988, Massachusetts, Governor Michael Dukakis accepts Democratic nomination for president. In 1996, The Daily Show, hosted by Craig Kilborn, premieres on Comedy Central in the USA. In 2014, Guardians of Galaxy, directed by James Gunn, and it stars Chris Pratt and Zoe Saldana. That premieres in Hollywood, California, and of course, Los Angeles, California as well. And 2017, singer Justin Bieber was barred from performing in China by Beijing Municipal Bureau of Culture, and his site is because of his bad behavior, whatever that was. Okay, Ernest Hemingway, he was a big-time author. He was born on this day in 1899 in Oak Park, Illinois, and he passed away December 2nd, 1961, at the age of 61 by suicide. In 1921, jazz pianist Billy Taylor was born in Greenville, North Carolina, and he passed away 2010. 1922, singer Kay Starr was born in Daughtry, Oklahoma. She passed away 2016. In 1924, Don Knotts of the Andy Griffith Show and Three's Company was born in Morgantown, West Virginia, and he passed away 26. 1935, singer Kay Stevens was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. She passed away 2011. And singer Cat Stevens, who of course adopted the faith, the Muslim faith, who now takes on the name of Yusuf Islam. He was born on this day in 1948 in London, England. He's 74 today, so happy birthday to the big cat himself. Actor comedian Robin Williams was born on this day in 1951 in Chicago, Illinois. He died August 11th, 2014 at the age of 63. And it's no secret, he committed suicide by hanging himself. In 1957, actor John Lovett of Saturday Night Live. Also, he played on that nice movie, There's No Crying in Baseball, which is really known as A League of Their Own. And of course, the critic was born in Tarzana, California. He's 65 today. Actress Ali Landry was born on this day in 1973 in Cecilia, Louisiana. She's 49 today. Happy birthday. In 1945, Groucho Marx weds Kay Marvis. In the year 2010, Victoria's Secret's model Miranda Kerr, she weds actor Orlando Bloom in a secret ceremony. In 1942, actress Mae West, come up and see me sometime, divorced vaudeville performer Frank Wallace after 31 years of marriage. In 1982, Dave Galloway, American TV host of Today's Show, between 1951 and 1961, dies of a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and he died at the age of 69. Astronaut Allan Shepard died on this day in 1998. He was 74 years old. He died from leukemia. He was born November 18th, 1923 in Derry, New Hampshire. In 1998, actor Robert Young was best known for his role in Father Knows Best and Marcus Welby, MD. He dies at the age of 91. And finally, in the year 2020, jazz singer Annie Russ, remember her well, she dies from emphysema and heart disease at the age of 89 years old. And that's what's happening in this day in history. And those of you who may know something about this day in history, you probably know something that I don't know or that I didn't say, because I don't know everything. Lay it on me and I will see you right there on the big screen, and I will recite it out there for you, for everybody else to see as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allen, and of course, I am your host as usual every week at this time. And we thank you all for being along with us. People are bouncing in. I want to say hello to all of you people who are with us on Facebook. Now, if you're on Facebook, we got a few minutes left. If you're on Facebook, you could also give the information to all of your friends. I know you have a lot of friends on Facebook, right? So all you have to do is tag all of your friends, and whatever left of the show they could see here. And of course, we'd be obliged to talk to them. They'll see you. They can talk to other people who come in as well. And those of you who watch us on YouTube, of course, we invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can do that. Subscribe to that. And this way, whenever we come on live or when we post a video or something, of course, if you're online, you'll get to see the notification that pops up, and all you have to do is go right there and check it out. And for you who are watching us on Instagram, there you go. They're out there too, Instagram. Thank you guys for being along. Frankie the Jazz Man Allen. I only know one person that calls me that. I only know one person that calls me that. Frankie, and he's right there on Instagram. Frankie the Jazz Man Allen. And I gotta tell you, this is a guy that I worked with. He has a show, and I could say it. I could plug it. I'm a retired disc jockey, so I plug everybody's show. He has a show on a station that I used to program years ago. And he's still on that station. He's holding the fort there. Harlem Community Radio, WHCR. And he has a show there. It's almost like the Quiet Storm, but it's not the Quiet Storm. And he's known as The Voice. And he plays all of those slow jams, and he's there, and he's still there. He's all around the world now. He used to be local when I had him on the radio station. He was just local, but he's all over the world now. And you can catch him every Friday between 8 p.m. and midnight. And I'm referring to Maurice Watts, The Voice. Should hear his voice, got a hell of a voice. And he's out there, and I'm surprised, and I haven't seen him in so long. I got to get together with this guy. He says he left me a note here. He hope to see you at my 40th radio anniversary. Oh God, I gotta be there. He's 40 years in radio. 40 years in radio. He's celebrating his 40th radio anniversary, and he's celebrating in October 2nd. I remember that too, October 2nd. And let's see, where is it going? Oh, it's going to be in the Poconos. And it's going to be in Philadelphia. Let's see, Pennsylvania, Pocono Manor. Oh, Manor in Pocono Manor in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I don't know if no, it's not Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's Pocono Manor in Pennsylvania. It's in Pocono, in the Poconos. That's in Pennsylvania. There you go. And he wants me to be his guest, and I will be there. I will be there. I'm retired now. I can do anything I want now, Maurice. I can do anything I want now. I'm a retired man, and I'm enjoying the fruits. And when you get retired, you're going to enjoy the same thing. But right now, he's working, and that's great. And of course, you stay safe too. I'm going to give you a call, or you give me a call, whatever. We're going to communicate. Well, I'm happy to see you, man. I'm really happy to see you out there. It's Maurice White, and the name of the show is called The Love Zone. That's the name of the show, The Love Zone, on WHCR Radio. But then he has his own website. Maurice, if you're there, plug that too, put that up there too, so the people who are watching, they can see it as well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Thank you so much for joining us. And of course, if you're just joining up, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And of course, we're all here together, and we thank you so much for being together with us. Later on, not too far away, I'll give you all of those that information of the music, of not the music, but the movies, the Turner Classic Movies, my picks of the week that's coming along. Not so much to talk about. Did you hear about Jennifer Lopez? Jennifer Lopez is one of our local girls. Proud to have her. She's a Bronx girl, one of our friends from the Bronx. Jennifer on the block, Jenny on the block. Jennifer Lopez, listen to this. Jennifer Lopez confirmed that she and Ben Affleck have officially tied the knot. Well, it's about time. It's about time. Well, the last time, they were engaged, and I don't know. I don't know if it was Jennifer that bailed out or whether it's Ben Affleck that bailed out. Anyway, when that relationship was over, well, the Jennifer and Ben, they're known together as Bennifer, right? So they Bennifer, they combine the names together, Bennifer. But after that relationship was over, then Ben Affleck went and married another Jennifer Gardner. So there was still a Bennifer there, right? And of course, they had kids together, but they're no longer together, but they still share a bond together with the children. But Jennifer Lopez then went over to A-Rod. I kind of lost track of the relationships. But I think I think this is going to be her fourth. This is her fourth. Her fourth marriage, right? Because she was married to. Let's see. I got the names right here. Okay, she was married to. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I got the names right here. One of her dancers, she was married to one of her dancers, one of her backup dancers, Ojani Noah. That was her, I believe may not have been her first, yeah, I think that was her first husband. Ojani Noah, was it Ojani Noah or was someone else? But anyway, Ojani Noah was one. No, that was her first husband. Oh, Chris Judd was the backup dancer. So you had Ojani Noah, that was the first husband. Then you had Chris Judd. Mark Anthony, by the way, she has 2 kids, and all of her marriages, that was the only marriage that produced 2 kids between Mark Anthony and Jennifer Lopez. So she has 2 kids. The rest of them, there are no kids involved. And now there's Ben Affleck. Now, I don't know if they're going to have any kids. Jennifer, I mean, she's got this career, this amazing career going on. And I think I'm going to only predict the fact that she's not going to go out and have any more kids. She's like in her 50s now. I don't think she would want to do that anyway. You know, given her age, I don't think she would want to do that. I'm not saying that she can't, but I don't think, given her age, I don't think she would want to do that. And Ben Affleck, he has children too with Jennifer Gardner. But happy thoughts, and I'm so happy for Jennifer Lopez. She finally did it. She finally did it. Now, the relationship that she had with A-Rod, that was, he played for the Yankees, right? That didn't go anywhere. That, I kind of knew that wasn't going to swing anywhere. I kind of knew that wasn't going to go over, given A-Rod's history. You know, I honestly didn't think that was going to go anywhere. I thought, because they were engaged, and I thought that was going to go somewhere, but I honestly, and it didn't. But hey, it's official. It's official. You know, I think, you know what I think, and I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me. You know, Jennifer, if you're watching, Ben, if you're watching. I think Ben, the first time when they were engaged, I think he got cold feet and just decided, I don't want to do that. And he bought her an expensive ring. And of course, you know, she's not gonna get that back. So now she gets another ring. And so congratulations to Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. Guys, I wish you a healthy and happy and long marriage for the last time. Okay. And you heard about other things too, right? Here's another piece of information I want to talk about that I was like really, and I got to talk about this because this is one of the big news that happened this week too. Jody Brown, she's the mother of 2 little girls. Well, actually it's one girl, the other one's a cousin. So she takes her daughter and her niece to Sesame Place. You know where I'm going, right? You heard about the story, right? Sesame Place. Now, you know, the Sesame Place characters, they have all the characters. Now, the real characters, they don't do those things. They don't go out and go on tour or do anything like that. The original characters, you know, they just do the show. And I think that's a contract or whatever. But they have the, I guess, what do you call the, what kind of name I could use for that? The honorary characters. All right, anyway, nevertheless, and you probably saw there was a video, the mother took the video. The character, one of the characters, were going down, walking down, and they were hugging, high-fiving all of the kids. And he stopped by and high-fived the kids, and this one little girl who happened to be white high-fived her, gave her a hug, high-fived her. And then when it came over to the 2 black girls, I don't display the girl's name because they're babies, you know, but the mother's name is Jody Brown. When it came to the 2 black girls, the character snubbed them, all right? And it broke my heart to see, you know, the girl's hand up like that, looking for a high five, and you could see that the character goes like this and just keeps on walking. And one little girl, if you look at that video, the girl on the right, I'm sorry, the girl on the left, and she was the smallest girl. She had both arms stretched out, looking for a hug. And you know, most of these characters, you know, they hug the kids. The kids love them because the kids see them on TV. The kids probably think those are the actually real characters that they see on TV. And they stretch their arms out and they hug. And the girl had her arms stretched out and the character just snubbed them. And I was so hurt. I was so sad for that little girl. And if I saw that little girl in person, I would like to give her a hug myself. I was so heartbroken when I saw that, you know. And they say that this character that plays this character had a history of doing this. And I saw some of the videos. As a matter of fact, if you watch The View, they showed the other videos of the same character, snubbing other kids from different race, so just because of their race. And I think every kid should be happy when they see, how would you like to be a kid? And I can imagine this little girl saw this character on TV, and like I said, I'm thinking they know that this character, probably is the real character from TV, but gets snubbed by it. That's heartbreaking, But I hear Sesame Place, they put out a statement, they're going to be working on this, they're going to do something about it. But I think, in my opinion, that character, they should get a new character to play that person. That person said that they couldn't see, probably couldn't see. So, I mean, some people bought that. I didn't buy it, because when he passed by the first girl, gave her a high five, the other two girls were right there. So how could he not see that, or how she, or whoever was behind that? I would like to know who was behind that mascot outfit. It's terrible. It's terrible. Okay, but we're going to do something about that, and I don't want to. I'm not going to. I don't want to hear the last of that. I want to hear that something was done about this. Because sometimes we got to have a tendency to sweep a lot of things under the rug. Sweep situations under the rug. Oh, it's all done, and so sweep it all under the rug. Okay. Before we go, and I see I'm running out of time, I want to give you those movies about what's happening this week. This week, Turner Classic Movies. Now, a lot of you love movies, right? Like I do. I love classic movies, and now that I'm retired from radio, I get to see them more than I have before, which is one of the good things of being retired. I get to see it much more than before, and I like to bring them to you because maybe a lot of things that you may have to do on the weekends, and I just want to add this to your bucket list of things to do on the weekend. And so I have two movies this week that I think you're going to like. So here they go. Here's one from 1955, Rebel Without a Cause, James Dean, Natalie Wood, and Sal Mineo. Love that movie. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. You can catch that Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Everything I'm giving you, all the time that I'm giving you, everything is on Eastern, all right? You can do that, all right? And so you can check that out. Now, here's another one that I like from 1961, starring Paul Newman, Joanne Woodward, Sidney Poitier, and Diane Carroll. Paris Blues. Satchmo Louis Armstrong is in there as well. Okay, that's a great movie. It's music, and it's the life of Paris, and I could see that movie 1,000 times without getting tired of watching it. You can check that out. That comes on Turner Classic Movies. You can check out that this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so they're two great movies that you ought to watch. Now, you can go on Turner Classic Movies, go there and watch the channel and go through the banner, because there may be more movies that I said, oh, he didn't mention this one. This is a good movie. But see, these are only my picks. That doesn't mean that the other ones are. You can go through the channel and look at all of the, go through the guide and look at more of the movies and see what's left for the weekend. And you can add that to your bucket list too. And if you don't get the chance to see these movies in real time, you can always DVR them, all right? And that's a good thing to do too. And let's say, for instance, you got this big event going on, but you don't want to miss the movie, DVR it, and then come back and watch it another time, all right? And also, you can go movie on demand. Movie on demand have a chock full of great movies that you like to see, right? All right, or from all eras, there's a lot of them. And of course, the networks are there, whatever you like sports. Of course, you can check that out. It's all there. And if you don't get a chance to see those sporting events in real time, they're always on demand the following day. So check it out. Let me go over the movies again. Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean, Natalie Wood, and Sal Mineo. That's Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And Paris Blues with Paul Newman, Joanne Woodward, Sidney Poitier, Diane Carroll, Louis Armstrong, and that's Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. That's going to do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoyed being with you, and I hope you enjoyed as much as I enjoyed it being with you. We're going to be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., and we're going to do the coffee hour. Liz Taylor was married 8 times. Yeah, Zsa Zsa Gabor was married 9 times. You're right, Brian. We're going to come back. Brian Kemp will be here with me tomorrow morning at 10 p.m., his part of the 2020 feature, Sports Update. DJ Pete, his second part of the feature, that's 22 the hour with entertainment news and, of course, reciting all of those birthdays. Other than that, I will be back here next week for more Talk Back Live at 8 p.m. Eastern. Brian Kemp will be here with sports, and we'll have a whole lot of fun. In the meantime, you guys have a great day, great morning, good afternoon, good evening, and a pleasant good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
You've been watching Talk Back Live with your host Frank Allen. The producer is Al Dale, technical assistance Dave Taylor, research by Sandy Pierce, and I'm your announcer Donna Stanky. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Talk Back Live.